All right, so we're gonna start on our backs and we're just gonna activate the core a little bit before we go into the stretches that we're going to do, okay? So you can, actually we can do it seated. Let's do it seated because we're then gonna go into a different position. So legs crossed, or you can sit on your heels, or you can sit on something a little bit higher, whatever is comfortable for you, okay? I'm just gonna sit cross-legged. And then just tuck the pelvis a little bit forward and back. Find the tip of your sit bones. Shift the rib cage slightly back. Relax the shoulders and neck. And let's go into breathing. So we're gonna breathe in, back and side of ribs, back side and then front. Breathe out, relax. So we're gonna have a stretching class today as you're breathing. It's a stretching and a working class, okay? There's gonna be a little bit of muscle work. We're going to do some active isolated stretches and some dynamic stretches. So there's gonna be some work involved, and then each time after we finish dynamic and active isolated stretches, we're going to do static stretching. So I'm gonna go through different techniques of stretches to work and to release. All right, so let's do one more breath or two more. Breathing to the back and side of the ribs. And then let's start activating the core. So we're gonna breathe in. On the breath out, I want you to pull the pelvic floor up, sink the pubic bone and belly button, hug your hip bones, hug your ribs. Breathe in, back, side, front. Expand that rib cage, breathe out, pull the pelvic floor off the ground, feel this pubic bone and belly button sinking, and then bring the hip bones and the ribs together, closing that core in. Give me 3 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Last one. And out. Good. Just roll your shoulders back a little bit on the breaths in. Out. Or just do a breath in to roll and another breath out to roll again, okay? Whatever you're comfortable with the breathing today. So we're doing about 2 more, and then let's reverse it if you're ready. So back up and forward. Good. 2 more. Relax the shoulder and the neck. If it's too much for you, just make the circles a little bit more relaxed and small. Good. Head side to side. Just loosening, okay? And then nose. So from shoulder to shoulder. Again, just loosening. So don't work it. And then tiny circles. Side a little bit back, other side front. Side, a little bit back, other side, front. Okay, little circles, do 1 more. And then let's do about 3 to 4 to the other side. So nice and relaxed, doesn't have to be big circles. Just feel that you're loosening up that neck. Good, nice, and release. Okay, so we're going to be doing, I'm going to start off with just a very knee on the floor lunge stretch, and we're going to be moving from hamstring to hip flexor stretch. So one time we're going to be stretching, and then we'll switch legs, and the other 2 sides are going to be working back and forth. Then we're going to hold the stretch, and then the other. Then we're going to come up and do more of a lunge stretch, okay, a split stretch. And then I'm going to be doing inner thigh stretch. So I'm going to flow a little bit between the stretches. So we're first going to do more dynamic movements to warm up. Then I'm going to be doing more static holds, working opposite muscles to stabilize you. So we're gonna come to our sides. I'm gonna face one direction so you can see me sideways, okay? I'm gonna start with my right leg forward, but you can start with the side of the leg that's closer to the camera. You can work it that way. Okay, so once we're here, if you have blocks that I asked you to probably grab, you can have blocks next to you, If you have chairs or tables or something, you can hold it here. For anybody with sensitive knees, bring in mat, pillow, anything can be placed under your knee to support the knee a little bit more, okay? Just gonna move back to be a little bit more on the screen. So here, I want a few things to happen. So this is supported, my back leg can go back on the toes. I'm gonna keep it relaxed, but again, up to you. My hips have to be squared. So this leg that's in front, I'm sinking the leg into the hip socket and I'm sending this hip back. And the other one, I'm pushing my front hip bone forward to square my pelvis as much as possible. I also would like my spine to be neutral here, okay? So if you're very rounded and really straining neck and shoulders, please elevate yourself a little bit more. And if you need to be here for any reason, you can as well. Just don't put stress on the handle knee. So I'm gonna start first, moving forward. You're gonna round your pelvis, so you're gonna scoop your abdominals and you're gonna squeeze the butt of the leg that's back. You're gonna squeeze that butt, and after you squeeze the butt fully, I want you to shift your pelvis forward, lifting the abdominals and squeezing the butt. So I have my right leg forward, I'm squeezing the butt of my left side. When you do this, you don't collapse. I want you to collapse to the side of the back leg, and I want you to collapse your spine. There's work here. So the abs are tight, my spine is in neutral, my left glute is squeezing, and I'm reaching forward. Okay? So this is the forward movement. The back movement, I'm going to straighten my front leg. You can flex the foot to stabilize the knee. I'm gonna pull the front thigh to help me straighten the leg, and I should feel a stretch on my hamstring. Again, my back and my shoulders are loose. There's no pressure. My butt is reaching back and up to the ceiling. And this is my stretch here. Then, foot comes down, bend knee, squeeze left butt, abs tight. I come forward and I am opening the hip flexor of my left leg. And then breathe in. I pull the front thigh. I lengthen the back of my leg and butt to the wall behind me. Hamstring on my right leg, working hip flexors on my left. I come forward, I work my hip flexors here and a few other things, and I open the hip flexor now on the other side, squeezing my left butt, and go. Breathe in, breathe out, forward, squeeze glutes, tuck the pelvis, abs tight, open the left hip flexor. Breathe in, flex the foot, pull the top of my kneecaps up, reach my right butt back, and I stretch the back of my right leg. Breathe out. Breathe in. I'm going to count this as 3. Breathe out. We're going to do 3 more. Breathe in. Okay, if your leg needs to be further back because you're flexible, then be here. Breathe out. So you're going to be more flexible on both sides, but you're still squeezing glutes and working. Breathe in. 5. Don't collapse the core. And 6. And back. Good, come forward and we're gonna hold here. So I need you to really squeeze your left butt. So before you push the pelvis forward, squeeze that butt. Tuck your pelvis, abs tight and forward. Now we're gonna hold here for 1 minute. So on the breath in, I want you to lengthen the spine, lengthen the leg back. On the breath out, I want you to pull the abdominals, tuck the pelvis, squeezing the butt, and let your pelvis come forward a little bit more. So I moved very little, I don't know if you saw that, but it definitely opened the front of my hip flexor. So this is being timed. Breathe. On the breath out, tuck, squeeze, and reach. Okay, my leg is here. Again, you can be up here if you need to. Keep tucking, squeezing, and reaching forward. You can be on blocks. You can just lift the chest up. Keep breathing. We have 20 seconds to go. So again, I'm really squeezing my left butt and reaching forward with my left hip. My right leg is supporting me, so it's working a little hard here. Good. So we're gonna do 1 more breath in and out. Go to your maximum, squeezing that butt, opening that hip, lifting your pubic bone and hip bones up. Good. Now we're gonna reach back. So I'm gonna hold this one 30 seconds to a minute. I'm straightening the back. Before I straighten my leg, I really activate my quads. So I pull, pull, pull. I'm reaching my leg and my butt all the way back behind me, and I'm flexing my foot as much as is needed. Gives me some knee support, also stretches the back of my calves. I'm relaxed here. Again, you can be higher, you can be holding on to something. I need you to feel the stretch on the back of the leg, okay? So keep breathing in, pushing. From this point, we're gonna hold another 30 seconds because we've been here for a while. I keep breathing in, pushing my butt back, reaching my chest forward. On the breath out, you can try to bring my chest down without rounding my back. Breathe in, I push my glutes back, lengthen my spine and chest forward. Breathe out, I can come down a little bit more or not. Do one last breath. Good. Bring this knee back, toes together, knees apart, and we go into a child's pose stretch. Back, arms forward, relax. You can also just make a pillow with your hand, or arms can go back and you can rest on your forehead. Give me like 3 to 4 breaths. Good, and roll up. Nice. I'm gonna do my other leg, and so are you. Okay? So we're gonna come back up. All right, so I'm gonna realign here for you, and I'm bringing my other leg. So now it's my leg away from the camera that's gonna go. Again, my back leg is relaxed. I always try to keep my leg in alignment. So my knee and my heel are aligned with each other. My back leg is not in, okay? This is if you're really tight, it's gonna bring it in. Try to keep it out in alignment. Okay, front leg, my foot, either slightly more forward if I have more range of motion, or you can be at 90-ish degree here, hands wherever you want. So remember, scoop the belly, squeeze the butt, and push the hip forward. Okay, so this is working really hard to open. Lengthen the spine, lift the chest. This is your hip flexor stretch. If you need to stretch more, come forward more, squeeze more, tuck more. Woo, I can really feel that. Then I'm gonna stretch the back of that front leg, flex my foot. I'm shifting my glutes back, keeping my chest open, and pull the kneecap and the thigh to stretch the front of the leg. Good, breathe out, tuck the pelvis, scoop the belly, push that hip forward, rounding the pelvis as much as you can, lift the chest, you get a deeper stretch. Breathe in, flex the foot, push the butt, keep the chest and the spine as open as you can, and shift back, flexing that foot, pulling the quadriceps, your thighs up, and again, tuck, round. So here I'm already super rounded. I keep rounding more and more and more to push forward. Open this up. Breathe out, push the glutes back, flex the foot, pull the kneecaps up before you straighten fully, and feel that stretch on the back of the front leg. And go 4. Breathe in, stretch back. 5, tuck, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, push the hip forward, lift the chest, and stretch that little back of the thigh. And breathe in, flex and push. And again, breathe out, squeeze, round the pelvis, push it forward, lift that chest, open. And back. Good. All right, so I'm assuming that's about 6. We're gonna stay on the forward stretch. So I'm gonna tuck, round, and come forward. And we're gonna hold it here for that 1 minute. Each time you breathe in, you lengthen the body. Each time you breathe out, I tuck more and I shift the hip forward, tucking and squeezing my glutes. I don't know if you can see, but my butt is working really hard here. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out. I lift, scoop and lift my abdominals. I tuck the pelvis, I squeeze the butt, and I try to move my hip forward a little bit. Notice there's no collapsing of my back, of my abdominals, nothing. I'm working really hard here. Squeeze and round more. Good, we're halfway there. open my chest here. Keep breathing. I'm still squeezing. My pelvis is barely moving forward, but every time I round my pelvis, tuck my tailbone, squeeze the glutes, I feel that stretch. Nice. Now we're gonna shift back. So, oh, this worked really hard. I'm pushing back from here and the glutes on my outside leg. Flex the foot, pull the kneecap. So I want your upper thigh really active before you're fully straight. Butt to ceiling, lengthen spine, chest forward. And breathe in to lengthen the pelvis back, this chest and the spine forward. Breathe out, maybe come down a little bit more. Okay, again, if you're more flexible, your hip can come forward and you can do the stretch from here, like you're almost into a split. But the idea here too is to keep pushing my bum back, okay? And reaching my heel forward, pulling the quadriceps. I need the quadriceps, the thighs to keep me pulling back. We have 10 more seconds. Good, keep pushing both sit bones back. You want to try to arch your back. See if that helps you as well. Good, let's pull that leg back, toes together, knees apart, and go into our child's pose. So you can reach the pelvis back first or just stretch and relax here. Give me 5 breaths. And then after you're done with your 5th breath, you're gonna roll up slowly. Okay? So now we're gonna come up into a standing stretch, which is a little bit more challenging, okay? So if you need to support yourself, you need to have something a little higher to support you. All right, so I'm gonna come up to standing, and I'm going to be doing more of a split stretch here, all right? If you need to bend the knees a little more because you have to, that's fine. But the idea is, if you can, straighten the legs for your hands to be higher on 2 blocks, on 2 chairs or 1 chair in front of you, with maybe the legs also bent. So pick what's appropriate for you, okay? All right, so moving back to be on screen as well. I have 1 leg forward, so it's the leg closer to you. I'm back to the leg that's closer to you. 1 leg back, and my legs are hip width apart, okay? They're not in line with each other. The leg that's forward, I'm reaching that hip back, and the leg that's back, my hip on that side is reaching forward. I try to lengthen the spine and the neck, all right? So from this position, actually I'm gonna move my legs and split them a little bit more. I want you to bend the front leg, try to keep the back heel reaching, and you're gonna come into a lunge. Then you're gonna pull the thigh of the front leg, push the leg back, and stretch here, okay? I still need to split more. So find your position. I'm gonna breathe in, bring this down, and I'm stretching the back hip. So it's very similar to the stretch we were just doing, but it's more intense. Okay, so I'm lunging into the front leg. My back leg is stretching the hip flexor, so I'm tucking the pelvis a little bit. Breathe in, push, stretching the hamstring of the front leg. So I'm still pulling the kneecap and the quadriceps of the front leg, reaching and finding that stretch on the back of the leg. My spine is as straight as I can keep it. Breathe in, tuck the pelvis, squeeze your butt, come down, stretch the front of the back leg. Breathe in, front leg, the back of the front leg stretching. Breathe out. Open the chest, breathe in, push, lengthen. Keep the quadriceps working on both legs. Breathe in, breathe out, sorry. Tuck, squeeze the butt on the left side. Breathe in, pull the thighs straight in the front leg. I'm gonna assume that was 3, so there's gonna be 4. Squeeze the back butt, abs tight, back straight, chest open. Pull the quadriceps of the front, drop the heel on the back leg. Lift the chest. Drop the chest, lift the butt, drop the back heel, stretch. Last one. Keep squeezing that left butt so we don't collapse the spine. Breathe in, push. Good. Last one. Squeeze that butt. Breathe in, push. Good. Now from this position, bend the front knee and you're gonna hop that back leg forward or step forward if you can, do whatever you can with it. And we're gonna step back with the other leg, but first just hang out here. You can bend the knees, hang, drop the head, or you can make it a stretch. Straightening the legs to the ceiling and just relaxing down here. If you're more flexible, hands back, keep stretching as I talk, okay? Or pull the hands behind your thighs, lengthen spine and pull if it's comfortable for you. Don't stretch shoulders, don't stretch neck. Give me 1 or 2 breaths. Good. Then you're gonna bend your knee and we're gonna do the other leg. So now my left leg stays forward, my right leg steps back, and I'm back into this lunge position. I'm hip width apart, and we're gonna start with the legs straight. So I drop my back heel, oh, nice calf stretch for me. The front leg, I'm pushing it back, and the front hip bone, I'm pushing it forward to align my pelvis. I lengthen my spine, relax the shoulders. Pull the thigh and the kneecap of the front leg until you feel that your knee joint is nice and stable. Good, so breathe out. I'm gonna lift the back heel, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, squeeze the butt, lengthen spine, open my chest, and I'm feeling the stretch right here. Glutes active, abs pulling, and this is opening. Then I'm gonna push that glute back. I'm gonna pull the front of my quads. Before I straighten my knee, my thighs are, my back and front of the knee are pulling up, 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 and then I straighten without locking knee. So don't lock knee, just keep pulling muscles of the thighs until you feel the stability of the knee. Breathe out, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, abs tight, lengthen the spine, open the chest. Breathe in, lift. Pull the thigh, pull the thigh, pull the knee, front and back of knee, stabilize it, stretch the back of the leg. Pull, 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 pull. Drop the back heel so you also get that back calf stretch. Breathe out. Squeeze the glutes, round that pelvis, come down. Breathe in, pull the thighs, front thigh working to stretch the back of the leg. And open chest. And breathe in. You don't have to follow my breath. Do your own timing. And out. And drop the chest forward. Pull the top of the thighs, straighten the legs. That leg is reaching back, front hip is reaching forward, so I'm not too rotated. And last one. I never count, right? So whatever. And push. Good. Now I'm gonna bend that front knee. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay here. So my back leg, I'm gonna bend a little bit, but I'm going to rotate my front foot forward, then the back foot forward, and I'm gonna be in this front split position. Okay? So I have both legs next to each other. Again, if you have blocks, you can hold on to blocks here. If you have a chair, a table, good. That works. Okay? I can reach, but if you can't, just be a little higher, it's fine. I need your thighs again to be pulling really tight here. So activate the front of the thighs. Push your bum and the back hips back. And try to lengthen the spine as much as you can forward. Okay? So spine should be as straight as possible in this position. Relax the shoulders, pull it down. Now, in this position, we're gonna move side to side a little bit to get a little bit of inner thigh stretch. I'm not coming down too much. All I need to do is for you to bend your knee enough to feel a stretch on the side and really keep pulling the thigh. So you're gonna go side. I'm gonna keep my hands a little wider so I can move a little bit. My butt again is reaching up to the ceiling, my spine is straight, otherwise you're gonna feel something different. Little bend of the knee, pull the front of the thigh to straighten. Little bend of the knee, you should feel a deeper stretch here. Push your butt to the ceiling if you don't. Pull the thigh to come back, okay? And keep going. Out. So if you're flexible, just open your legs a little wider and bend a little bit. Push the butt to the ceiling, feel the stretch. Pull the thigh straighten. Bend, push the butt to the ceiling, feel the stretch. up. I'm gonna do 4 more. I'm keeping my back straight, my shoulders and my neck are nice and relaxed. Push. Let me show you a side view. Okay, so you're here and then bend. Push, good. Lengthen, keep your abdominals tight. Last one. And push, good. So here, we're gonna hold for 1 minute. You can keep reaching the butt, keep lengthening the spine. You can either keep coming down, or also you can keep opening the leg, okay? So I'll show you more of an angle here. So you can either keep trying to bring your body down. So let's start, I'm gonna count now. Or also, if you've reached all the way down, just open the feet a little wider and keep opening the feet. Please don't forget, I need your quads tight. Pull the front and now pull the back of your thighs. They need to be really tight and focus on just the inner thighs working. Keep breathing. So I'm a little flexible in this position, so I don't want you to overdo it. Do what you can. And again, the arms can keep coming closer. Then you can keep trying to bring your head. Don't put your weight on your head. You can also keep reaching the hand behind you. And also you can keep opening the legs a little bit more each time. My core is still working. My thighs are working super hard. And we're gonna do last 5 seconds. Good. And then you're gonna come up and very slowly walk your feet in. Okay, walk, walk, walk. Good. And then bring your inner thighs together, squeeze them. And you can stay down here, but I want you to actually squeeze your inner thigh. If you have a ball or a pillow or a block close to you, put it between the inner thigh and squeeze it more. Okay, activate the inner thighs that we just stretched. Bend the knees if you need to a little bit. Good. And I'm just gonna come down to the floor. I'm gonna cross my legs and come down to the floor. You're doing pigeon stretch. For those who cannot do the pigeon, you're going to lay on your back and do the number 4. Let me show you pigeon first. So I'm gonna go back to my right leg. Okay, I'm gonna bring my right leg in front of me, foot flexed. If you can bring it to 90 degrees of your body, that's fine. If not, just bring the leg in and do what you can. Pelvis needs to be squared. If you also cannot do that, you can lean a little bit more to the leg that's being stretched if that's what you need, okay? So, pigeon stretch is going to be here. Start high if you need to. I like to usually open up the hip, and then I come down into the stretch. Okay, so let me show you sideways, and for those who are going to do number 4, if you know it, go ahead. If not, I'll show you in a second. Open as much as you can, flex the foot of the front leg, adjust the pelvis square, back leg is reaching. I put one hand on my ankle and one on the knee. You don't have to do this. I lift until my back hip is nice and open. Then slowly, after I get that lengthening, I start moving down. So I'm going to start you a minute from now. Okay, find that stretch on your glutes. Now, you have time to take your time, breathe, and come down. So don't rush into your maximum stretch. Go maximum to a 50% stretch, okay? And for those who are going to do the number 4, you're just going to come into your back, either stay here or pull the leg, push with the elbow, and bring leg in. Just make sure your pelvis is squared, yeah? And you're pulling as much as is comfortable for you. I'm gonna go back into my pigeon. I'm gonna give you guys 30 more seconds. You should be able to be relaxing into the pose and deepening that stretch. Keep breathing. Keep feeling the stretch here on your outer glute, maybe a bit of your inner thigh as well. 10 more seconds. Nice. Relax. Good. So if you're ready to come up, we're gonna come up. If you need to keep stretching, and if you're doing this by video, pause it and stay there. You're gonna bring the back leg forward. And we're gonna do the same thing on the side. So if you're on your back, just switch legs. Okay, otherwise, this leg comes forward, my foot is flexed, this leg reaches back. I'm gonna lift myself to reach. Then I'm gonna bring one hand to my ankle if I want to do this. If not, just go into your pose. Other hand goes right, just in between my thigh and my calf. I push and lengthen, and I'm opening this up. I'm lengthening my spine. And when I feel, all right, that feels great, I slowly come down to whatever position is my starting position. You should be at a good between 30 to 50% stretch, and then slowly you're going to increase your stretch, okay? So I'm gonna give you about a minute and a half here, so you have plenty of time to breathe in and out and relax yourselves down. Keep really relaxing the chest. Okay, keep your pelvis as centered as possible. If you feel that you're too much towards the leg that you're stretching and it's released, readjust pelvis, reaching back leg, flexing the front foot to give you support for your knee. Good. You still have 45 seconds. Keep breathing, relaxed. Send your breath to the area that's tight. When you breathe out, you want to release it. It's a release breath. Breathe into the area that's tight. Breathe out, release it. Good. We have 20 more seconds. And then very nice and slow, you're gonna come up and you're gonna face me. So I'm gonna grab a roller really quick for those who have a roller for this. I'm going to be doing side stretches and side rotation for the rib cage. If you have a roller, bring it. If not, don't worry about it, you don't need it. Ah, good, you have a roller. Let me just grab one. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a version of the mermaid with a roller. And if you don't have a roller, you both have rollers, that's great. Okay, if you don't have a roller, you're just gonna be gliding your hand on the ground. Now, leg positions for this. You can definitely sit cross-legged, okay? And to keep us on track, let's think of the side of the roller you're working, that leg is going to be crossed in front. If you don't need to have it crossed, you're going to have it on a zigzag. So the leg away from the roller is gonna go back, and then the other leg is gonna come forward, okay? If that's okay for you, then this is how I'm gonna work. I'm gonna take my thigh, rotate to get my sit bone to reach the floor. And then I'm gonna lengthen the spine from there, okay? Then hand is gonna go on the side of the roller. I need you to add some resistance into the roller to help lengthen the spine. See how it's just pushing me up. I have pinky on roller and palms facing forward because it keeps my shoulder open. If you wanna stay here, that's fine. Just make sure you're not rounding. From this, I'm gonna press to lift me. And then when I do, my arm is gonna go to ceiling. I'm gonna reach. This whole side needs to open up. So my sit bone is gonna sink down more. I'm opening up this hip, and then from the waist up, I'm reaching, but shoulder stays wide. I'm gonna keep pressing into this roller. I'm gonna shift my rib cage so the weight is right over this hip. And I'm gonna keep shifting to give you my side flexion. But as I shift, I'm also reaching. So reaching my arm, shifting my ribs, shifting. So notice I'm not collapsing this way, I'm going that way. Keep shifting and open. Now hold. Breathe in here and open up your ribs. As you do that, sit bone goes down, arms go higher. On the breath out, you can drag that roller forward a little bit to allow you to come to the side. Remember, you're not collapsing, you're still lifting the rib up to the ceiling. Breathe out, push the rib up, reach the arm away. Breathe in, shoulders are nice and wide, armpit is facing your camera. Good, do one more breath, keep reaching the arm, keep reaching the rib that way, and then press, so press into the roller, bring yourself back here. Okay, if you're not using the roller, your arm is just gliding on the ground. Okay, it can be this way as well. But remember not to collapse this way because we're rounding and opening this way. So this might be enough. Pushing into the floor so your rib goes that way. Let's try again. So I'll do one without the roller so those of you who don't have a roller can see. Arm to ceiling, anchor sit. Remember the shift is, the rib is always shifting the same side as the arm. Breathe in to lengthen. I'm gonna keep my arm here, breathe out. I'm gonna use my arm to push me a little bit instead of pressing. Push a little bit and side flexion. Now breathe in, open the ribs, so grow taller, reach the arm up. Breathe out, shift more. So always thinking, my body is inside a toaster. I'm not rotating forward, I'm not rotated back, I'm flat. And if I go forward and back, I get burned. Keep breathing into the rib, reach. Breathe out, shift the rib more, maybe come down, but the rib is still going towards this side. Sit bone is down, arm is reaching, rib is going to ceiling. And then breathe in, come back, roll the shoulder. Woo. Okay, I'm gonna add rotation to this. So this is where it's really nice to have the roller. My arm goes a little bit behind my torso, okay? It's the same thing here. We're gonna breathe in, we're gonna do a lateral flexion. On the breath out, I want you to sit back into your sit bone, rotate the rib and bring the other hand to the roller. If you're on the floor, just bring your hands to the floor. Now breathe into the back of the ribs and open up that rib cage behind you. I don't know if you can see how my ribs just open with the breath in. On the breath out, I'm not gonna move forward. I'm gonna shift my ribs back, keeping my back and shoulders wide, using the front of the rib to shift me back as I push the roller forward. So it's not this, it's this and then pushing. So it's opening up this whole side. Breathe into the back of the ribs, expand. Breathe out, shift the rib cage. So hollow the abdominals and the ribs, push them back behind you and reach the arms forward. Woo! Very intense stretch. Breathe out, scoop, push back, reach forward. So then you relax your head and try to push your ribs and back that way behind you. You're rounding back like somebody's pulling you that way. Good. All right, to come back, we're gonna swan. So bend the elbows, drop the scapulas, lift the chest and the head, pull the roller up into a mini swan, and then rotate back in. Let's try that again, okay? So sitting heavy, we're gonna breathe in, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Okay, I'll show it without the roller so you can see what it looks like. My hand is on the floor. I'm gonna breathe in, shift. On the breath out, I'm gonna rotate, rounding my ribs back. So my ribs are still trying to sit onto my back rib, sit bone. Rib rounds back to back sit bone. Hands to roller or on the floor. If you're on the floor, use the floor to push you back. If you're on the roller, press down. Breathe into the back of the ribs. Breathe out, round the ribs back and either roll the hands forward or hold on to the floor and push, keep pushing your ribs back. Shoulders are nice and wide, okay? Don't collapse, don't come up. Wide shoulders, keep the elbows bent and soft. Breathe into your back. Breathe out, round, round, round. Pushing forward. Last one. Good. Now pull the shoulders and scapulas down, bring your hands closer to you if you're on the floor, and look up, arch up. If you have the roller, just roll the roller towards you. Arch and come back. Okay, it's a little complex, but it's good. So back knee comes forward if this is how you were sitting. Front knee goes back. So this is my not so loose side. I'm gonna rotate my thigh and try to bring my sit bone closer to the ground. This leg is in front of me. I can press it against the other leg, but just keep it here. So trying to keep my left, now this is my left side, it's gonna be your right. If you're mirroring me, try to sit it down as much as you can. Hand on roller if that's what you're using, on pinky if you need to, press down and lift. Okay, so look, lift, lengthen. Arm to ceiling, breathe in. Lengthen, lengthen that arm to ceiling. Now, we're gonna shift the rib cage. Shoulders stay wide. I'm still pressing to the roller to help me. And I'm going to side flexion. Breathe in, open the ribs. Breathe out, press into the roller to lift and push the rib that way, or the floor. You're inside a toaster. Now reach the arm. Look, I'm really reaching my arm. It's not hanging out, it's reaching. So opening through the rib cage. Breathe out, shift, come down more. If you have a roller, just keep moving with it. But my rib doesn't collapse. It's pushing that way. Open. Now, press into the roller, come back, bring it in, roll the shoulders. One more like that. Okay, so arm to ceiling. Drop the sit bone down, so open up the hip and drop it. Breathe out, press into the roller. Keep lifting the spine and the arms, shift. Breathe in, open up the rib cage. Breathe out, press, shift. Breathe in, open the ribs. Breathe out, press, shift the rib cage towards the ceiling and reach the arms, shoulders, scapular stability. Last one. Go as far as you can and come back. Roll the shoulders and rest. Good. All right, we're gonna add the rotation. So this hand that was forward is gonna go slightly back to give you room to bring the other hand in. Okay, it doesn't have to be behind you. If you need to bring the roller at an angle where your knee is, it's gonna help you a little bit more. If you need to work more rotation, then the roller and the hands go back towards the side more. Okay, so your angle can be anywhere from here to here. And again, arms to ceiling. We're gonna start with a breath in to go into lateral flexion. So breathe in, go up and over. Breathe out, shift the ribs back. Back, 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 rotate. Keep your shoulders nice and wide, rotating. Good. Now I'm trying to still sit back on my sit bone and push my ribs back right over the sit. So breathe in, open your back. Breathe out, scoop the ribs back, rotate and reach the arms. Breathe in, open up your back. Keep pushing down into that roller. Breathe out, roll the ribs back, reach the arms forward. My back sit bone is still trying to reach the floor. Breathe in, sit bone anchors, back opens, a lengthened spine. Breathe out, round the ribs, reach more. I'm not collapsing forward because I'm lifting all of this to the ceiling. Last one. Now, pull the shoulders and scapulars down, bend the elbow. Lift the head and chest up and keep lifting, arching through that upper back. Lift the chest up to pull everything back in. Okay, and then come back to center. Woo, okay, let's try that again. So I'll try to do it without the roller. You know how the roller works. So my hand is next to me. Breathe in. Now lateral flexion. Breathe out. My hand is supporting me. It's pushing me and my ribs back, and I'm rotating towards the floor. Now breathe into the back. I'm sitting back into my sit bone. I'm readjusting. Breathe into my back. Breathe out. Push with your hands, round back and reach. So I'm pushing. It's reaching. Yeah, I'm pushing, so it's helping me push my ribs back, and at the same time, my scapulas and my arms are going forward. Breathe into the back and side of ribs. Try to sit on the back sit bone. Breathe out. Push to take the ribs back, but reach that arm forward. Still such a great stretch. Okay, I'm pushing. My ribs are getting pushed back. My arms and scapulas are coming forward to push me. Then when you're done, come back to your lateral flexion and then push yourself to come back. Nice. Now, I'm gonna bring this leg forward and I'm gonna just turn sideways to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna shake my knees a little bit here. So you're gonna come into a side position. We're gonna bring the hands outside the foot and we're gonna round the spine back. I just kind of wanna realign everything again. So you're in a nice straight line here. Hands go here. Knees stay bent, shoulders are relaxed. All I want you to do is take your spine round back, relax your head. Your feet are pulling your hands forward. So for those with discs, be very careful with this much flexion. You don't want. What you can do is maybe stretch here or with a flat back, try to push the chest forward more. Okay? You don't want that much rounding. So you can stretch here, you can take the band and pull yourself up. Otherwise, for those who can round, shoulders wide, push that rib cage back. So I'm pushing my whole torso away from my thighs. Relax the head between your knees. And breathe into your back. One more breath. Breathe into the back, open up, shoulders wide. Breathe out, push back, let the arms pull your hands forward. Good, come up. For those who can, legs straight. So we're gonna stretch with a straight body as much as you can. So if you need a bend here, just pull to bring you forward. If you need your knees bent, pull. Now we're gonna feel not so much in the back, more in the hamstring. If you don't need a band, you don't need to use it. Just hands on your feet, outside, on your heels, or somewhere on your legs that it can pull you forward. Head relaxed. First, I want a nice straight back. Just relax your feet. I'm not gonna do much with the feet. Lengthen the spine, and then try to keep lengthening and pulling your body forward. Once you cannot go anymore, the spine stays lengthened, but you can just relax the head and the shoulders here. I'm not leaning back, I'm just relaxing from my straight spine position. Bent knee is fine, pulling on the band is fine. So if you have a band and you can go straight, watch. Again, any disc issues on your spine, anywhere, or your neck, you don't fold forward, just stay straight. Even if your knee's here and you're pulling from here, just try to straighten the leg as much as you can, keeping the spine straight. Okay, also again, you can lay on your back and do the bend on your back this way. This is fine for your back, okay? This is for all disc people. Otherwise, we're here. Good, now relax the whole body down, don't do anything. Again, if you need to bend the knee, that's fine. Don't stress anything, just relax. Head, neck, breathe into your back. Roll up. Good, and let's just finish it off on our back, hugging our knees. We're pretty much done. Roll yourself down. Bring your knees to your chest. You may also just go into child's pose if you want. I'm just gonna hug the back of my knee. I'm super relaxed here. Child's pose is fine. Good, and just give me a few breaths here. No effort. Breathe into the body, it's a relaxed breath, just to release the body. Good, and then if you've had enough here, march one leg down at a time. And then just glide the legs, release the body if it doesn't bother your back, palms to ceiling. Good, and just give me a few breaths here. Just relax the body into the mat. Okay, breathe normal, breathe wherever you want. No stress, no work, nothing, just relax. Make sure your feet are relaxed. Your thighs are relaxed, so lower leg. The knees relaxed. Your upper thighs are relaxed, and just relax them into the mat. Release tension. Your pelvic floor and your pelvis relax. Your glutes, your hip muscles, relax them. Relax your low back. Relax your middle back. Upper back. Relax your arms, your shoulders. Release tension. Just let it melt into the mat. Relax your chest. Release your neck. Release the tension of your neck into the mat. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Your eyes. Your cheekbones relax. Your lips. Your tongue. Your whole face and head completely relaxed. Your whole body just melted on the mat. And just breathe, relax, enjoy the relaxed body on the mat. Stay there if you want to. Otherwise, just wiggle your toes in your hands when you're ready to come up. And start making a little bit deeper movements on the arms and the legs. If your back is hurting, just pull your legs up one at a time. You can hug your knees one more time if you need to. Rock side to side. So you can stay there if you want. I'm just gonna come up to a seated position to bid my farewell. So stay and relax and stretch if you need to. And yeah, I didn't mention, if it bothers your back, make sure that you put a pillow. Even the roller can go under your legs if you're gonna go down into the mat, okay? I should have mentioned that before. You can always rest your leg on the roller. Anyways. So I'll see you guys hopefully next week. Thanks for joining me, those who joined me. I hope you feel more relaxed. And for those who did the video, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna turn the videos off.